You've probably heard it before, that everything is energy, everything vibrates, and nothing is truly still. But do you know what that really means for you, for your thoughts, your emotions, and your everyday reality? When you begin to understand vibration not as some mystical concept, but as the most fundamental language of existence, something extraordinary happens. You stop chasing outcomes, and instead you start tuning in. You learn that reality is not happening to you, it's happening through you. Every emotion you feel, every thought you think, every belief you hold, it all carries a frequency. These invisible vibrations form your personal energy signature, your broadcast to the universe. And the universe, being the perfect mirror that it is, always responds to that broadcast. When you vibrate in the frequency of lack, the field echoes back experiences that confirm lack. When you vibrate in the energy of gratitude, life unfolds with synchronicities that feel almost magical, not because the universe suddenly decided to favor you, but because you finally began to speak its language. Vibration is communication. It's how consciousness converses with creation itself. And when you learn to vibrate correctly, when you align your inner state with the energy of what you want, life begins to move in ways that feel effortless, graceful, and divinely orchestrated. That's what we call magic, but it's really the natural rhythm of an aligned being. Think of your vibration like a frequency on a radio. When you want to listen to a certain station, you don't demand that the radio play it. You simply tune the dial until the signal becomes clear. The static fades, the music comes through. That's coherence. That's what happens when your thoughts, emotions, and energy align. You stop fighting with the noise of old patterns and step into harmony with the field of infinite potential. Now let's look at how this works on a deeper level. Your brain and heart are not just organs. They are electromagnetic generators. Every thought creates an electrical charge. Every emotion sends out a magnetic field. Together, they broadcast your state of being into the quantum field, the invisible web of energy that connects all things. This field doesn't respond to words or wishes or hopes. It responds to vibration. It reads your energy like a frequency signature. When you're feeling fear, doubt, or control, your vibration contracts. You enter a lower frequency state where your body, mind, and energy are out of sync. The heart becomes incoherent. The body's chemistry reflects stress and survival. In that state, it's almost impossible to attract higher experiences because your signal is scrambled. You might be asking for abundance with your words, but your vibration is transmitting fear and lack. The universe simply mirrors what it feels, not what it hears. But when you shift into high-frequency emotions like gratitude, love, and trust, everything changes. The electromagnetic field around your heart expands. The neurons in your brain fire in more harmonious patterns. Your entire system becomes coherent, balanced, radiant, and aligned. You can actually feel it. Time slows down, the mind quiets, the body relaxes. You enter the present moment, which is the only place creation ever truly happens. In that state, your vibration becomes pure, clear, powerful, magnetic. That's why gratitude is such a transformative energy. It's not just an emotion, it's a frequency of wholeness. When you feel grateful, you signal to the universe that you already have, that you already are, and that you already trust. The field responds by rearranging circumstances to reflect that feeling back to you. Gratitude is the vibration of completion, and completion attracts more to be grateful for. Now here's the part that feels like magic. When you change your vibration, when you consciously choose to align your inner energy with the emotion of your desired future, you're literally shifting timelines. The quantum field contains infinite possibilities, all existing simultaneously. But you can only experience the one that matches your frequency. So when you move from fear to trust, from lack to gratitude, from resistance to flow, you step into a new energetic reality. You begin to magnetize experiences, people, and opportunities that vibrate in resonance with your new state of being. This is not philosophy, it's physics. Coherence creates attraction. Resonance amplifies energy. When you vibrate at the same frequency as your desired outcome, that outcome is already on its way to you. It's law. So how do you learn to vibrate correctly? The first step is awareness. You must become conscious of the vibration you're broadcasting right now. Ask yourself, what does my energy feel like today? Is it open or closed? Expansive or contracted? Grounded or anxious? Your vibration is not hidden. You can feel it in your body, your breath, your presence. Awareness is the key that allows you to shift. Once you're aware, the next step is emotional alignment. You can't think your way into a new vibration. You have to feel it. Feelings are the language of the body, and the body must experience the energy of the new reality before the mind can believe it. So take a deep breath, close your eyes. Imagine the version of yourself who already lives the life you desire. Feel what that version feels. Confidence, freedom, gratitude, love. Let your body memorize those emotions. This is what it means to tune your frequency. You are literally conditioning your nervous system, your electromagnetic field, and your subconscious mind to match a higher state of being. And when you maintain that vibration long enough, reality has no choice but to catch up. The difference between low frequency and high frequency living is not subtle. It's the difference between forcing and flowing, between surviving and creating. Low frequency emotions like fear, doubt, anger, or control create incoherence. Your energy field becomes fragmented, your body contracts, and you disconnect from the quantum intelligence that guides all life. High-frequency states like gratitude, love, and coherence open your field. Energy flows freely, the heart and brain synchronize, and you connect with the intelligence that moves galaxies and breathes life into your cells. You see, magic isn't something that happens outside of you. It's what happens through you when you stop resisting your natural energetic rhythm. The real magic is coherence, the alignment of thought, emotion, and energy with the infinite creative field. In that alignment, your intention becomes a command, not a request. Imagine you're standing in sunlight. When you resist, when you doubt, when you tense up, you cast a shadow. The light is still there, but you're not allowing it to reach you. Vibrating correctly is simply learning to step out of the shadow and stand fully in the light, to allow the energy of life to move through you without distortion. Every time you quiet your mind and open your heart, you're fine-tuning your vibration. Every time you choose love over fear, trust over control, gratitude over frustration, you're aligning yourself with the natural intelligence of the universe. And in that alignment, life begins to unfold in ways that seem impossible from the old energy. Synchronicities appear, opportunities come without struggle. Healing accelerates. You begin to experience what so many call miracles, but they are not miracles. They are the natural reflection of coherent vibration. So the question becomes, what are you vibrating right now? Not what you want, but what you are. Because you don't attract what you wish for, you attract what you embody. The energy you hold in this very moment is creating the next one. That's the true creative process. Let's take a moment to imagine the difference. A person vibrating in fear feels separate from life, trying to control outcomes, worried about what might go wrong. Their energy contracts and the field mirrors back chaos, resistance, and uncertainty. But a person vibrating in gratitude feels connected to life, trusting in divine timing and open to possibilities. Their energy expands, and the field mirrors back flow, harmony, and abundance. That's the art of vibrational mastery. When you vibrate correctly, you're not trying to make things happen. You're allowing them to happen. You become like a tuning fork for higher intelligence. The more coherent you are, the more easily life organizes around you. It's as if the entire universe begins to conspire in your favor, because in truth, it always was. You just had to match its rhythm. You can practice this daily. Each morning before the world pulls your attention outward, take a few minutes to align your energy inward. Breathe deeply. Feel your heart expand. Imagine your body glowing with light. Bring to mind something you're deeply grateful for. Stay in that feeling until it fills your entire being. That's you learning to vibrate correctly. That's you tuning into the language of creation. And when challenges come, as they always do, remember this. Your vibration determines your experience of them. A high vibration doesn't mean problems disappear. It means you meet them with grace, wisdom, and flow. You stop reacting and start responding. You stop resisting and start receiving. When you vibrate correctly, you enter partnership with the universe. You're no longer pushing against reality. You're dancing with it. You're in rhythm with the energy that spins planets and forms galaxies. That's the real magic. Living in harmony with the field of infinite intelligence that you are already a part of. So yes, learn to vibrate correctly, not to get something, but to become someone. Become the frequency of love. Become the energy of gratitude. Become the vibration of abundance. When you do, you'll notice the world around you transforming, not because it changed, but because you did. And that's the secret of creation. The outer world rearranges itself to reflect the inner vibration you hold. It always has, and it always will. So breathe, align, feel, and remember. The moment you vibrate in harmony with the frequency of your desired reality, the universe cannot help but respond. It's not luck, and it's not coincidence. It's pure magic. When you begin to understand that your vibration shapes your reality, that it's the true language through which the universe listens and responds, something within you starts to shift. You realize that life isn't reacting to your words, your effort, or your plans. It's responding to the silent frequency you radiate every single moment. The conversation between you and the universe happens not through what you say, but through what you are. Energy is the real communication. Before you speak, before you take action, before you even make a decision, your energy has already spoken. Every thought and emotion sends out an electromagnetic signal that informs the field of who you are and what you're ready to receive. And the field, being infinitely intelligent, mirrors that signal back to you in the form of experiences, people, and events that match it perfectly. Your heart and brain are constantly in dialogue with this quantum field. They don't just operate inside your body. They project energy far beyond it. Science now measures this. The heart, for instance, generates an electromagnetic field thousands of times stronger than the brain's. It extends in all directions, radiating emotional information that others can subconsciously feel even before you speak a word. That's why you can walk into a room and instantly sense whether the atmosphere feels light and joyful or heavy and tense. You're reading vibration. You're decoding energy. Every interaction you have is an exchange of frequency. When two people meet, their fields interact before their words do. If one is radiating coherence, peace, openness, gratitude, and the other is filled with tension or fear, you can feel the mismatch immediately. It's as if their energies are speaking entirely different languages. Yet when two coherent fields meet, there's a sense of ease, flow, and connection that goes beyond explanation. That's resonance, the invisible alignment between vibrational patterns. So ask yourself, what is my energy saying before I speak? What is my frequency broadcasting right now? Am I sending out signals of trust or uncertainty, love or resistance, peace or control? Because everything around you is responding not to your words, but to your energetic tone. Think about this. Have you ever felt drawn to someone without knowing why? Or maybe you felt an urge to move away from someone who didn't say or do anything wrong, yet something felt off. That's the energetic language at play. It's your body, your intuition, reading the vibrational truth beneath the surface. You're not reacting to their personality. You're responding to their energy field. When you become aware of this, life starts to feel different. You begin to understand that your inner world is constantly speaking, constantly sending messages to the outer world. And when your emotions are in coherence, when your heart and brain are aligned in harmony, that message becomes powerful, clear, and magnetic. Now, what exactly is coherence? It's the state in which your heart and brain work together in rhythm. Imagine two instruments playing the same melody in perfect harmony. No dissonance, no conflict, just pure flow. In that state, your energy becomes organized. Your body shifts out of survival mode and into creation mode. You radiate clarity, confidence, and calm. People feel that coherence even if they can't explain it, and they naturally respond with trust and openness. On the other hand, incoherence, when your thoughts, emotions, and actions are out of sync, creates energetic static. It's like trying to tune into a radio station but hearing only noise. You may be saying the right words or setting the right goals, but if the vibration behind them is fear or self-doubt, the signal gets lost. The universe doesn't understand the noise. It only responds to the clarity of emotion. Imagine the energy you carry as waves rippling outward from your body. Every feeling, whether joy, anger, peace, or frustration, creates a distinct pattern in those waves. When your emotions are harmonious, the waves flow smoothly and expand infinitely into the field. When your emotions are chaotic or conflicted, the waves crash against one another, losing power and direction. The clearer your inner waves, the more effortlessly you influence the energy around you. This is why someone calm can walk into a chaotic situation and instantly bring peace. Their vibration entrains others into coherence. It's also why someone anxious can fill a room with tension without saying a word. Energy communicates faster and louder than any language. Think about a time when you were deeply at peace. Perhaps you were walking in nature, meditating, or simply sitting in silence. In that moment, everything around you seemed to align. The breeze, the sound of the birds, even your thoughts slowed down. That wasn't coincidence. The field was matching your vibration. The outer world began to harmonize with your inner state. This is how energy coherence works. It's not mystical, it's law. Now imagine carrying that same coherence into your daily life, into your work, your relationships, your dreams. You would no longer need to convince, control, or chase. Your energy would do the speaking for you. You would magnetize situations that reflect your vibration of peace and abundance because that's what your field would be broadcasting. The most powerful communicators in history didn't move people through their words. They moved them through their energy. You could feel their conviction, their presence, their love. The words were merely vehicles for the frequency they carried. The same is true for you. Your thoughts and emotions are the conductors of the symphony you're constantly sending out to the universe. Your energy is like a transmitter and your reality is the receiver. If you broadcast fear, the signal returns as experiences that justify that fear. If you broadcast joy, the signal returns as synchronicities that expand that joy. That's why awareness is everything. Once you become conscious of the energy you're sending, you can begin to shape it intentionally. Let's bring this down to something simple yet profound. Before you speak, pause for a moment. Feel your energy. What emotion are you carrying into this moment? Because that emotion will color everything you say. A heart filled with frustration sends a completely different signal than a heart filled with compassion, even if the words are the same. You can train yourself to speak energetically before you speak verbally. When you enter a room, let your intention be peace. When you meet someone, let your vibration say, "I see you," before your words do. When you face a challenge, let your energy declare, "I trust," before your mind begins to doubt. This is the essence of living consciously. You stop reacting and start radiating. You stop using words to convince and begin using energy to connect. The universe feels your coherence long before it hears your requests. And here's where it gets truly transformative. The heart is the bridge between your inner world and the quantum field. When you cultivate emotions like gratitude, compassion, and love, the electromagnetic field around your heart expands exponentially. This expanded field interacts directly with the energy around you, reorganizing matter, drawing in opportunities, and synchronizing events. You become a walking transmitter of coherence, a living demonstration of alignment. You don't need to force or plan for miracles when you live this way. Miracles are simply the natural language of coherent energy. The more you speak through your vibration, the less you need to speak through words. Life begins to understand you without explanation. People begin to sense your authenticity without persuasion. Consider how a mother calms her child. She doesn't need to say much. Her presence, her tone, her energy communicate safety. The child's nervous system entrains to hers, moving from fear to peace. That's energetic communication in its purest form. Frequency influencing frequency. The same happens in your relationships, your work, and your manifestations. When you approach everything with an open, coherent heart, the world responds in kind. Opportunities unfold, people trust you, reality seems to arrange itself to match your vibration. This is why the most magnetic people aren't the loudest, they're the most aligned. They carry an inner stillness that speaks louder than words ever could. They don't chase attention, they attract resonance. They don't demand energy, they generate it. So start observing your energy the way you might observe your speech. Listen to your tone, not the tone of your voice, but the tone of your presence. Is it harmonious or chaotic, expansive or tight, loving or defensive? This awareness transforms everything because once you notice, you can choose. You can pause, breathe, and retune your field back to coherence. When you shift your inner energy, your outer experience must shift to match it. That's the immutable law of resonance. What you emit, you receive. What you vibrate, you attract. If you want more peace, you must become the vibration of peace. If you want more abundance, you must become the vibration of abundance. If you want more love, you must radiate love before it arrives. This is how your energy speaks. This is how the universe listens. Now imagine if you began every day like this. Not asking, not chasing, but broadcasting. Waking up, centering your breath, expanding your heart, and setting the intention that your energy will speak only love, gratitude, and trust today. You'd notice people reacting differently. You'd notice synchronicities appearing. You'd notice how effortless life becomes when your frequency is in harmony with the field. So before you walk into that meeting, before you make that call, before you take that next step, pause and ask yourself, what is my energy saying right now? Because that's the message the universe will echo back to you. Words may move minds, but energy moves worlds. The universe doesn't hear what you say, it feels who you are. And when your frequency speaks love, peace, and gratitude, the entire field listens instantly. When you begin to understand that your energy speaks louder than your words, everything changes. You start to realize that life is not responding to your affirmations, your visualizations, or even your best intentions. It's responding to the energy that lives beneath them. The universe doesn't interpret sentences, it interprets signals. It doesn't listen to what you say you want. It feels what you truly believe and embody. And that's where the real power of manifestation begins. You see, most people try to create their reality through the intellect, repeating affirmations, forcing thoughts, and visualizing outcomes. But the field of infinite intelligence doesn't speak the language of words. It speaks the language of vibration, emotion, and coherence. When your energy matches the frequency of what you desire, you don't need to ask. The universe already knows. So the question is not, what are you saying to the universe? The real question is, what are you feeling? Because your feelings are your frequency. They are the bridge between your inner and outer worlds. Every emotion you experience is like a pulse sent out into the quantum field, a signal that attracts matching energy back to you. When you're filled with gratitude, you emit a vibration of wholeness, and that frequency magnetizes experiences that mirror that wholeness. When you dwell in fear or doubt, the field echoes it back through situations that confirm that emotion. This is why trying to manifest through thought alone can feel like struggle. The mind is speaking English, but the universe speaks energy. To manifest consciously, you must go beyond thinking about your future. You must become it. You must embody the emotion of it now. Think of it like this. You can tell the universe you want abundance, but if you're vibrating scarcity, feeling anxious, tense, or unworthy, you're sending out two conflicting signals. The field doesn't respond to what you want, it responds to what you are. So if your vibration is rooted in lack, no amount of words can override the energy that contradicts them. You can repeat, I am abundant 1,000 times, but if your body still feels scarcity, if your heart still contracts when you think of money, if your breath still shortens when you imagine your bills, then your frequency is not aligned with abundance. You're asking for one thing while broadcasting another. True creation begins when your body becomes the living evidence of your future. When your nervous system, your emotions, and your thoughts all align in coherence, your vibration becomes pure. You move from talking about transformation to being the transformation. The body must experience the new reality before the mind fully believes it. This is the bridge of heart-brain coherence. The heart, when filled with elevated emotions like gratitude or love, sends powerful rhythmic signals to the brain. Those signals tell the brain, it's already happening. The brain then mirrors that coherence by generating thoughts that align with the emotion. This is how new neural pathways form, and how your body begins to believe in a future before it arrives. In that state, you no longer need to chase. You've already become the vibration of your desired reality, and the quantum field, which is always listening, begins rearranging itself to match your energy. This is the moment when manifestation stops being effortful and starts feeling like flow. Imagine standing before the ocean, whispering your desires into the waves. You could shout as loud as you want, but the ocean doesn't respond to noise. It responds to movement. The ripples you create through your vibration are what shape the current. When your energy moves in harmony with the universe, with faith, gratitude, and coherence, the current carries you effortlessly toward everything meant for you. This is why surrender is not weakness, it's resonance. When you surrender, you release resistance. You stop sending out mixed signals. You no longer try to control how or when something arrives. You simply trust that your frequency is already creating the path. The universe doesn't need to be convinced, it only needs a clear signal. Let's talk about that signal for a moment. Every emotion you feel radiates out from your body as a measurable field. Love is expansive, it reaches far, it's open, magnetic, and powerful. Fear, on the other hand, is dense and contracting. It collapses your energy inward. When you live in fear, your body closes, your breath shortens, and your field shrinks. You become invisible to higher possibilities because your vibration no longer resonates with them. But when you shift into love, gratitude, and trust, your energy expands. You open to the infinite. This is not philosophy, it's physics. Two frequencies that are in resonance amplify one another. The higher the frequency, the more energy it carries, and the greater its ability to organize matter. When you vibrate at a higher emotional frequency, you literally create coherence in your environment. You become a magnet for aligned circumstances because your field and the quantum field are playing the same melody. The secret then is to feel now what you think you'll feel when it happens, to embody the energy of the future before it arrives. When you do, the line between now and later dissolves, because in the field, where time doesn't exist, that emotion is the signal of your creation. So if you want love, feel love now. If you want abundance, feel gratitude now. If you want healing, feel wholeness now. Don't wait for your outer world to change before you allow yourself to feel the vibration of what you desire. The feeling is what creates the change. You've probably experienced this before. Moments when you felt so aligned, so present, that everything seemed to flow effortlessly. The right person called, the opportunity appeared, synchronicities lined up one after another. That wasn't coincidence, that was coherence. You were in tune with the field, and the field responded instantly. But the opposite is also true. When you're caught in worry or impatience, you send out the vibration of lack. You may say, I trust, but your energy says, I doubt. And because the universe reads energy, not language, it simply mirrors that doubt back through delay, confusion, or resistance. That's why the most powerful creators are not the ones who ask the most. They're the ones who become the most. They don't keep asking for abundance. They live as if abundance is their natural state. They don't affirm love endlessly. They embody love in every moment. The universe feels that, and it moves accordingly. The key is emotional embodiment. When you imagine your desired future, don't just see it, feel it. Feel it in your chest, your breath, your body. Let your cells memorize that frequency. Let your nervous system stabilize in it. That feeling becomes the magnet that draws your future into form. The subconscious mind, the powerful mechanism that governs most of your behavior, doesn't understand words. It only understands emotion. That's why affirmations without feeling rarely create lasting change. You can't just tell your subconscious, I'm abundant. You have to show it. Through the emotion of gratitude, the relaxation of trust, the openness of receiving. When the subconscious feels it, it accepts it as truth, and your energy field shifts instantly. This is also why love, trust, and surrender are the most powerful states of creation. They are the frequencies closest to the source itself, open, coherent, infinite. When you live in love, your vibration communicates, I am connected, I am whole, I am ready. The universe doesn't need more explanation. It responds in kind. So begin to notice the difference between speaking your desires and vibrating them. When you speak, you're often reminding yourself of what's missing. When you vibrate, you're signaling completion. The universe feels completion and amplifies it. It reorganizes everything around you to match that energy of wholeness. Let's make this practical. If you're manifesting abundance, stop repeating that you want more money. Instead, begin feeling what it would be like to live in freedom, to give generously, to trust that everything you need is already flowing to you. Let that feeling saturate your body. That vibration is the real prayer, silent, steady, and powerful beyond measure. If you're calling in love, stop telling the universe you're lonely. That vibration only echoes loneliness. Instead, embody the energy of love right now. Feel appreciation for yourself, for life, for the people who already surround you. Let your heart expand with warmth and gratitude. That's the frequency love recognizes. That's the vibration that draws another open heart into your orbit. And if you're seeking healing, stop identifying with the illness. The more you say, "I'm sick," the more your cells receive that instruction. Instead, begin to feel your wholeness. Breathe into your body and thank it for every cell that's functioning perfectly. Send the vibration of love to the parts that hurt. Love reorganizes energy. It always has. You don't need to convince the universe of anything. You only need to align your vibration with what's already true in the field. The future you desire already exists energetically. It's waiting for you to become a match to it. When your frequency and your intention become one, reality can't help but shift. So let go of the need to say more, to ask louder, to explain harder. The universe doesn't respond to effort. It responds to essence. The moment your energy becomes the embodiment of what you desire, creation is already in motion. This is the sacred paradox of manifestation. When you stop trying to get and start learning to be, you move from separation into unity. You become the vibration of what you seek, and in that vibration, seeking ends. So breathe deeply now. Feel your heart expand. Feel the coherence between your thoughts and your emotions aligning into one clear frequency. Know that this energy, this silent, radiant vibration, is the only language the universe ever needed to hear. Because when your frequency and your intention become one, the universe doesn't need to be told what to do. It already knows.